Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope you can see me okay. I am in a different room, and the lighting is not. I'm not feeling the light, so hopefully it's okay. Let's get started. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. One more time. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. Yeah. All right, guys. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. I am so much to talk about. I feel like there's some doubt. And when I feel like there's some doubt, the fact that is Meghan popular? Is she not popular? You know, how well is she doing and so forth? And is she this powerful force? And I think it's just stuck in my head that some of us believe that she has more power than we think by going to Nigeria and meeting with kings and queens. I heard the queen didn't want to meet her, but allegedly. But I don't see it, and I don't think I'll ever see it, because if she was going to be successful, we would see it by now. What are we waiting on for her to be successful? Is this her new way of trying to gain people's hearts back for her by pretending she's this Nigeria 40% queen and going on this fake world tour? And then being at the world tour, talking about how she has come home. So what are you going to tell your father, Meghan, when he hasn't seen you or the kids since you married Harry? When are you going to go back to that home, your real home? That's how I know that you're fake. Because you pretend that you're something that you're not. And you want to tell us that you are coming home to Nigeria, to your roots, but you didn't bring anything with you. You didn't bring gifts. You didn't bring your kids. You just brought yourself and thought that was going to be enough. And it's mind-boggling to know that we sit here and some people think that she has this much power. The only power that she has is the power that Harry allows her to have. Because without Harry, she doesn't have anything. She's back to being a D-list wannabe royal. She said for herself that she did not want to do this world tours anymore. But what is she doing? You said that you wasn't. Are you getting paid for it now? Some people believe that she's getting paid for these world tour trips. I don't believe it. So all of a sudden, she wants to do world tours for what? To bring back your reputation that's in the toilet? She is, according to Kinsley, as we speak, she is deemed one of the least liked persons in America next to P. Diddy at the moment. P. Diddy did something really disgusting. He beat his girlfriend in a hallway at a hotel. And now he's trying to apologize. And the apology has gone on deaf ears. Because no one wants to see a woman get beat by a man. No one wants to see a woman get beat, period. And for P. Diddy to do that to Cassie, I know I switched it, catch it. For P. Diddy to slap her around and throw her around like a rag doll, he didn't love her. He didn't care about her. That's not love. He treated her as property. And then he lied to us and said that was one of his lowest points in his life. I don't believe that. I believe he got up the next day and went to hanging with his buddies. Hold on. No, sorry about that. What P. Diddy has done, he has ruined himself in the most dangerous way possible. Public opinion is now, oh, there's no more Diddy. It's over. It's like R. Kelly. Your popularity, your your fan base, everything that you once had is now in the toilet because of what you did to Cassie. And now we believe that every story that was in her lawsuit was... Sorry guys, I don't know where I left off. Intermission, baby calls. Listen guys, I got 5.91 subscribers. Now, those of you that have not subscribed, I need you to stop what you're doing and hit subscribe. You don't even have to like watch me every day. Just hit the subscribe button. It helps with, they call it the algorithm. Okay, let's get to 10,000. I know I can do this. Kisses to all of you again. Sorry, it was an interruption, so let's get back. I know I was talking about P. Diddy, but when you see him hitting on her, it does something to you mentally and emotionally. It just makes you dislike him and is asking yourself, what else did he do to her? But if you go and watch some other channels, they'll break down what all Cassie went through. It talks about sex trafficking, having her sleep with other men in front of him and watching. I mean, he treated her like a rag doll, like his property. And so he probably won't get charged for that. I don't know, unless there's not a statute of limitations, but she's not pressing charges. And so therefore the case is pretty much closed. But it doesn't stop us from finding out what's going on with more and more of his despicableness. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so last night I wanted to do a video, but I was too tired. Today I'm going to do a video, and I want to prove to some of you that believe that Meghan is this powerful entity. She is a D-list actress that has lost her way. I wouldn't say lost her way. That has pretty much put her own self on a pedestal and want us to see the pedestal that she's on. Here's the deal. I want to try to explain it one more time, how her popularity is in the toilet. I know I do that a lot, but that's what my channel is about. Because some channels like to talk about her, but also give her power. Now, I'm not saying she's powerless. I'm just saying that she's not popular. And popular and her power is not what it should have been or what it could have been. Here we go.
Sophie Ellsworth and royal expert and journalist Pandora Forsyth. Ladies, Pandora, 6 years after the Sussexes were married, and expectation and reality couldn't have been further apart. Is that right?
Yeah, you're quite right there. I think people are very confused about their brand at the moment. We've obviously had them saying they want a private life, and I think people respected that, regardless of the fact that...
What in their category, what is private about Meghan and Harry? Ask that question. What is private about Harry and Meghan? Nothing. Every week, every other day, or every month, there is something going on with these two. And the latest shenanigans was Meghan going on this royal tour pretending that she was Diana. But what she doesn't understand is Diana was loved. She had a following. She was the princess. She was UK's princess. Now, everybody may not agree, but she was. And she was a princess to us in the United States. We respected her. We don't respect Meghan. She's not a princess. She's fake. And she lies. She's a really good liar. I don't know how good she is because we catch them. She said that she wanted to live a private life. There's nothing private about her. I just explained it. That she just went on this world tour, but the ironic part about it is the ironic thing about the whole privateness and want to be private. There's nothing private. Books, Spare, Oprah, Jam, website, Archewell, Obit Scobie, even Mason. Mason was on this tour with her taking pictures. My question to her is why would you have a person that is talking negative about your sister-in-law take your picture? Mason said that Catherine's picture was marked up and some other negative stuff about Catherine. This was all during the time she came out with her cancer diagnosis. But Meghan and Harry came out with this stupid statement saying, let's provide them with privacy. First of all, they didn't call her by her real name, Catherine, the Princess of Cambridge. They called her Kate, trying to belittle her. And I know that because Meghan loves for us to bow down to her and call her the Duchess of Sussex. She's been there one time for 15 minutes. Like Piers Morgan said, I've been there more times than they have. But she's private. Just like South Park. Privacy, privacy, privacy. They go on this privacy tour, and then they end up not really wanting privacy. Meghan doesn't want privacy. She just wants us to stop telling the truth about who she is, calling her out. Why would you go on this royal tour, a royal tour, and obviously maybe she's getting paid for this royal tour because before she didn't believe she wasn't getting paid. Now all of a sudden maybe she's getting paid. But I know she's doing it for a reason. She's strategic in that way in trying to build something. She's trying to build popularity. She's trying to build people to like her. She's trying to get Nigerians to be on her side so at least she'll have one country that loves her. She already knows the United States has kicked her out, and she already knows the UK have. And it doesn't sound like Nigeri, I'm saying it wrong, that they are wanting to have her as their queen. So I don't know what new world tour she's going to go on, but word on the street is that this is her new PR push, is to go out on these royal tours and pretend that she's a royal. What I don't understand is why, and I agree with Paula and Andrew, that why are they not calling these two out? Because even though they are not working royals anymore, they're walking around as if they're working royals. And it makes it seem like the king has given them permission to work on their behalf. Because it's all business is about the royal family. But Meghan and Harry have inserted themselves into something that they shouldn't be in. When Harry was walking around looking at expecting their suits and their clothes, the king and queen, I saw a picture that Paula put up, the king and queen and another person was the only 3 people that have inspected uniforms before. And for Harry, a nobody, because he's a nobody prince. He's no longer a working royal. He no longer has connections to his family. He's no longer a part of that dynasty. But they're trying to carve out their own dynasty. And it's disgusting. Let's continue.
They might have been disappointed that they've stepped down from the royal family in a working capacity. But since then, we've had interviews, we've had books, we've had Netflix deals, which of course there's the argument to be financially independent.
All that private stuff, and she just named them. In the past, we've had books, Netflix, Oprah, you name it, they've been doing it. There's nothing private about these two. Nothing.
Off the back of it, but also slamming the royal family at the same time. And now, of course, we've had this non-royal tour to Nigeria.
Non-royal tour to Nigeria. Non-royal tour. How could it possibly be a real royal tour? Who are they representing? Themselves. Meghan represents herself. She wasn't there when Carrie went to the courthouse. She wasn't there when he went to London to do the Invictus, whatever he was doing there. She's never around when it's time to support her husband in the things that he is most passionate about, or unless she's going to be on the golden stage. She skips those events because she doesn't want to be around that. Her excuse is she at home with the kids. So when Harry was running around in court, you were at home with the kids, but now all of a sudden it's a royal tour going on, a fake one at that, and you're going to that. You're not missing that. No, you got to be seen. You got to be showing your clothes. You got to be participating. You got to be on the royal stage. You got to act like that you are like they're waiting for you to come. They're there for Harry. They're not there for you. But you inject yourself into everything that Harry has going on and take over. None of this would be possible without Harry. None of it. And it's sad. The saddest part about it is that he allows it. Without his permission, Meghan wouldn't be able to do this. She wouldn't have been able to go to Nigeria. She wouldn't have been able to pretend. She wouldn't have went by herself. She wouldn't have went, oh, I'm going to my home, back to my roots. No, you went over there to pretend that you're some goddess and you got it going on. But what has happened is, word on the street, is your popularity continues to plummet, especially in the United States and in Europe. But in this trickery with this new fake royal tour is not going to gain her popularity. That's what I'm here to talk about today. It's not going to push her and catapult her into something great. Now, she may try forever to always try to make money to be able to stay in Montecito, because the first smell of them having money troubles, it's time for a divorce, because she's going to want that money that she can get from the divorce so she can stay in Hollywood and continue to, do whatever she wants to do. But it's going to be all his fault. It's all Harry's fault. And we know that Harry allowed her to go to Nigeria and pretend that she's 43% Nigerian to these people. And they know she's not. They're like, show us the proof.
Which many people have thought was a success in many ways, but also begs the question, well, if you didn't want to be doing this, then...
I don't know who thinks this was a success. It wasn't a success. It was a failure because it felt fake. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel genuine. It didn't feel like she was going over there actually to be a part of something. No, she was going over there so that she could pretend that she is this goddess. And that, hey, guess what, guys? I'm over here. I'm a part of you. I'm 40% Nigerian. She's making a fool out of herself. And those that take her seriously don't get caught up in the foolery.
Then why did you step down from the royal family, as it had all of the...
If you did not want to be a part of the royal tours and the royal entity and the royal monarchy and the Commonwealth and all of that, then why did you step down? If you didn't want to stop doing royal tours on behalf of the queen, now the king, then why did you step down? That's a question for her. If you did not want to be a royal anymore and be on royal tours and you wanted privacy and you didn't want to do this anymore, then why did you step down? Because you're doing the opposite of what you said that you didn't want to do. I don't want to be a royal anymore. I don't want to do royal tours, but you're doing it. I don't want to be a part of that world, but I'm going to go to every Invictus and be the center of attention. She's not supporting her husband when she's on these royal tours and these Invictus games. She's in the forefront. She pushes him in the back and she's in the front. That's how that is going. That's what I see. So it is not about Harry's charity. It's about Meghan's popularity. It is not about Harry's charity. It's about Meghan's popularity. But nothing is going to change. This didn't make it better. If she continues to do these royal tours on behalf of herself, people are going to continue to call her out. And not only, she's going to look like an idiot like she does. She's going on these royal events on behalf of herself. How can I make myself popular? How can I get these people in Nigeria to love me because I can't get the Americans to? And what happened to the Jamathon? And Gavin Newsom should be ashamed of himself coming out, speaking on her behalf. And I believe he messed up a whole lot when he did that. Because no one's listening to you, Gavin Newsom. That's that stupid stuff. What did she do? Call you and start crying and said, and what are y'all talking about anyway? Politics? How she wants to be the president one day? How's she going to do that and she's trying to be a Nigeria queen?
Elements of what a royal tour had. So again, if you didn't want to be doing this, then why did you step down from the royal family, as it had all of the elements of what a royal tour had? So again, there's just a massive...
It had all the elements of what a royal tour would have, or even more. The way Harry was inspecting their outfits, I said, this is sick. This is some sick stuff. Who is allowing this to happen? Excuse me. The Nigerians, maybe they wanted the publicity. Maybe they think that they have a power, and they don't. Because, like I said, Europe has kicked them out to the curb. The United States have deemed them jokes and losers, and her popularity has dropped even more.
Question mark over Harry and Meghan at the moment.
And Sophie, the media were captured by Harry and Meghan from the get-go, and in a positive way, to be fair. But it seems almost everyone is struggling to find the good, authentic news story about this couple.
People are struggling to find... I don't care what puff piece they put out. I don't care about People Magazine, U.S. Touch. I don't care about In Touch. None of them that are giving her good publicity. It does not ring the same with People. Imagine me reading the magazine of People, and they're telling us how wonderful their tour was in Nigeria, and how they had the kings come out and see them, and how Harry was looking at uniforms, stupid stuff, and how Meghan was coming home to her family. You coming home to your family, Meghan? What happened to... Where is the real family? Why haven't you went home to your real family? like you said, you go back to where it all began. How come you haven't gone back to where your father, because without his help, without his money in getting you through college and school, you wouldn't have nothing to even, you wouldn't have a house to sit in. And now you have manipulated Harry to his core. I don't feel sorry for him, because he's learned enough about you to know that he needs to get out of this. And the sad part about it is it's hard for him to leave because he's got 2 kids. According to Paula M., they got the fighting the other day, and she pushed past him and he was looking stupid. Well, that happens all the time. If she doesn't get her way, she's going to pout, get upset, whine, and cry, and tell Harry he's wrong. And then he's going to try to figure out a way to make it happen for her. He is under some type of spell, some type of cult-like situation where he is being brainwashed into thinking like Cynthia. I was talking to Cynthia the other day on the Royal Mess. And she said that Meghan is his handler. And I agree. She's more than just that. But I agree. She positions Harry and tells Harry where to stand, where not to stand, who to talk to, who not to talk to, and what she wants, and how she's going to get it all from him. And no matter how hard she tries to be a royal now, because all of a sudden she wants to be a new royal, all of a sudden now she wants to be a royal. But before, she was talking about it, how bad they kicked her out. And now, she wanted privacy and all this other stuff. But that's not what you want. You want to be on the world stage and you want everybody to love you, but we don't.
Well, Caroline, they were the hottest thing in town when they hit centre stage.
She had it all. She had it all. When she hit the stage, she had it all. She has no one to blame but herself on her failures. And no matter what PR team she's going to get, she can get the best of the world. She can get the best PR team she wants. She got the best WME. Are they telling her to go on fake royal tours? At first, they told her to leave the royal family alone. Don't even say nothing about them anymore. WME told her to shut up about the royal family. But now she's going on these fake royal tours. WME, you have failed in every way. She is not successful, and she won't be. And if she is, at what particular time are we going to get with it? We waiting on it. We've been waiting on it for 6 years. This is a 6-year breakdown of Meghan's failures. After Oprah, the docuseries, that Scobie book, that therapy session, and Spare. Failure after failure after failure after failure after failure. Now she's got Archewell that can't be used because there's some delinquent stuff going on. Then she's got, you can't tell me that she takes 2 steps forward, the Royal Tour, and when the dust settles, 5 steps goes back, meaning failure after failure after failure, a reminder of who she is. She is not Diana. She doesn't have a heart like Diana. She's a manipulator. She's a con artist. She's a grifter. What has happened is the Americans have found out about her. It took us a while to get there, but we're there. But this World Fate Tour and any other new ones that she gets is not going to change her popularity. Good luck. I don't see it happening. I didn't see those Nigerians happy to see her and to be there. They, to me, real people know fake people. And you see them coming.
Age, and they had positive press, endless positive press, but we're 6 years down the track.
They had positive press. When Meghan married Harry, they had very positive press. Even right before she left with Megxit, she had positive press. But she wanted us to believe that the press was over there dragging her down. That was just her an excuse so she could leave. So she could leave and get on the Oprah show and tell her story and make some money. But now she wants to regain all the respect back because I was a fan. I'm gone. I would no longer, there is nothing she could do that would change my mind. She's had plenty of times to fix it, to change her ways. But since she wants to do it her way, this is the outcome. No one's helping her. She's telling them what to do. She's controlling them. Everybody around her are yes people. Yes, Meghan. 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 No, Meghan, get out. No, Meghan, get out. No, Meghan, get out. That's why Mason running around with that camera taking pictures. Yes, Meghan. Yes, Meghan. Yes, Meghan. But as soon as she drop him or whatever may happen, that's going to end. He's going to be a free photographer and going back to doing what he was doing before he met Meghan, which is probably nothing. Because he's going to be markled. No one's going to want to work with him. Nobody wants to work with Omid Scobie. Nobody wants to work with... The only people that wants to work with Meghan and Harry is those that are trying to get something out of it. And like those brands that don't have a brand. If I didn't have a brand, which I really don't, what I'm saying is that I would go to Meghan and Harry. Can you do something? Can you promote me? But see, they still want millions. They still want people to promote them at $1 million level. You've lost that. I don't see her being this awful God-rich person forever. I don't see it. But if she does, so be it. It doesn't take away who she is inside. And take away that to me, her popularity is showing that there's accountability. Your popularity being in a toilet lets you know where you stand with people.
And what a disaster it's been. I mean, their modus operandi has been to trash the royal family, their business model.
Their goal, their motto, what they did, they trashed the royal family. That's what they did. They thought they were going to recover from that? No. People love the royal family. We're not walking around saying, I love them, I love them, I love them, I love them. But then when you start going after them and attacking them, then we're looking at you sideways like, why are you messing with the royal family? They haven't done anything to you but accepted you in. That was the biggest mistake that they made, was allowing Harry to bring you into the royal fold. They should have put her at a D-list state instead of a senior royal. And maybe what happened was they allowed her to be a senior royal. And they shouldn't have given her that much privilege, because then it went to her head and now she's thinking she's better than Catherine. She really thinks that she is either Catherine's equal or better than Catherine. And that's that disgusting stuff, because you can't even come close to being a real woman, a woman of influence. When she went on that stage and started talking about how she'd come home and how we're powerful women and talking about how powerful she is. Watch my last video. Okay, let's continue. And I don't know what I was saying. My phone was dying, so I went to go get a charger. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Since they moved to America, has been basically, let's bring down the royal family and make money out of it. They are so out of touch. They are, people have just turned their backs on them.
They're out of touch. People have turned their backs on them. Listen to what she's saying. This is true. This is a true statement. When she came over here and started trashing the royal family, that's when she ended her everything. Her popularity, her career, her charisma, everything that she thought she had to be successful, she ruined it. And for her to not trying to be making amends with the royal family shows you how tone deaf she is. Like she said, like it's not registering. Like she's going to continue to push the narrative that King Charles owes her an apology. I read something earlier that Harry was trying to reconcile with the family, but they're not interested in reconciling or apologizing. Every time they say that word, something in my brain just snaps. Apology. Apology for what? Apology for Oprah? You want them to apologize for Netflix? You want them to apologize to Spare? To the therapy session? To Omid Scobie's book? Which one of those trash-a-thons you guys did that you want the royal family to apologize for? Because Meghan, you went on a crusade to trash the family, but then you're going to turn around and tell the Nigerians how you're coming home to your family, to your roots. No one wants someone like that lady said in Nigeria. We're about family. She went over there into the royal family and treated them like they were strangers. She didn't treat them like family. She didn't treat them like she wanted to be a part of something. No, she treated them as a money-making gimmick for herself to become successful financially. And now that she realized that, and I don't think she's realized it, that, I made a mistake by trashing them, because if she hadn't realized it, if she has or will realize it, she would get rid of the Sussex squad. But she needs them to keep pushing it, because she's hoping and praying that eventually everybody will start loving her and caring about her and, thinking she's the queen. No.
Not only in the UK, but even here in Australia. So the damage is done. They are damaged goods, in my view. And that...
In Australia, you got the UK, you got the United States. You are a wannabe fake princess without a country. And now you're running over there to Nigeria to see and hope that they'll be your friends. But they don't like you either, because they see the fakeness. You can hear it, you can smell it, you can see it. It's there. This video is to prove to you guys that she is not have it. She once had it, but she doesn't have it anymore. And no matter how she skirts around and pretend that she's a goddess, it's never going to speak those, it's never going to show that. I don't care what dignitary she meets with. I don't care what Gavin Newsom has to say. I don't care what Melissa McCarthy has came out and said. And don't nobody else care about what they've said either. All we know is that we don't care for her and that we don't like her. And that's a proven fact. And you can, Melissa McCarthy, you can get on that stupid bandwagon if you want to, but you're going to lose subscribers. You're going to lose fans. Gavin Newsom, you're going to lose people because the Democrats don't like her and neither does the Republicans. And I heard that after he came out with that speech, she's still delinquent. Gavin Newsom.
They won't be able to make a comeback, even if
they will not be able to make a comeback. They will not be able to make a comeback. In the 6 years that we've been watching them, have they? Has the Gemathon taken off? Did the Nigerians make her a queen? How is she going to get out of this? How is she going to recover? She's not. I don't see it. They will not be able to recover from their trash-a-thon. When she went on the Oprah show and said that the family was racist, that ended her completely. Kaput, done, hands down, it's over. And for her to say this family stuff, I knew it was coming back, being with my family. You guys are my family. No, them celebrities are over there, your family. No, you're just trying to make Nigeria like you. But they don't. They got their own problems. They got their own things that they're dealing with. And they don't have time for some wannabe royal over there in their faces pretending like they care. Did you hear Harry tell that guy to name his leg? His leg that was, he had lost his leg, and to name it.
they do try and do that, I think they're so far down the road of being disliked.
They're so far down the road for being disliked. They are so far down the road from being disliked. You can't be successful if you're not liked. I have almost 6,000 followers, which is a lot. Now, if those 6,000 stop liking me, it's the end of the road. And so Meghan's popularity and everything has ended. It's the end of the road. It's gone. She doesn't have those. Let me tell you something. She had 500,000 followers. That, if you can't get off the ground with 500,000 followers, it's impossible. Trying to be rich and make money off of 500,000 followers is not going to cut it. When she opened her Jamathon website thing going on, she only had 500,000, close to. She might got a few more today, but she ain't in the millions. As soon as she launched that sucker, there should have been millions and millions of people just standing by waiting, including me. But she hasn't done anything in her past to fix her failures. And her failures started with the Oprah show.
It's almost impossible to turn things around now.
It is almost virtually impossible to turn this around. I'm going to post this in the Royal Mess because I want them to hear this, because I believe that There's some of them on there just believe that she has enough power to turn it around. It's over. There is no success in that. First of all, the United States don't even know that she went over there to a royal tour. They're not watching that. We don't watch royal tours like that. They just don't. We're watching, let me tell you something. All eyes are on P. Diddy. I'm going to say it again. All eyes are on P. Diddy. No one's watching Meghan go over there and make a fool out of herself on the world stage to pretend that she is a god. We're not talking about her over here. They're not talking about her in Australia. They are talking about her in the UK. But over here, no, it is fading. We are having to, and I don't know about some of them, some of our channels, but trying to find things. I would like to try to find something nice to say about her, but I can't. She's getting old. She's getting old and people are tired and we're just sick of it. It's the same MO.
And Pandora, the dramas just seem to continue. So can you tell us about this issue with the Archewell Foundation, which hit the news in a really big way this week?
Yeah, so the Archewell Foundation was set up when Harry and Meghan left the UK to go to California. And a lot of their charity work is through this foundation. Now, this week, it was public knowledge as it's on public.
Let me tell you something. Meghan loves drama. She loves drama. Don't let her get it twisted. She loves it. She loves being in the news. She loves to be talked about. And it really doesn't matter what it is, just long as we're talking about her. She loves it. But that's the problem. Everybody is not talking about Meghan.
Public record for them, unfortunately.
She's boring. She bores us. The black community is not talking about Meghan. Let me tell you something. Their news cycles, TMZ and all of them are not talking about Meghan. Not talking about the royal tour. If they were going to talk about the royal tour, it would have been on there. They're not. That's how I know that her reputation is gone. Don't nobody like her and don't nobody care. People know the fakeness.
They were handed a delinquency notice. This is due to the fact that a cheque apparently had gone missing in the post or wasn't delivered. And this was on public record and hit all of the headlines. This is now apparently being cleared up and a new cheque has been sent in the post. But this is not the press that they need off the back of the Nigeria tour. And they just don't seem to have the luck, unfortunately. But you would think for something of such a foundation which is set up in such a public domain, you would think something like this just should not be happening, whether that be careering the check if possible, but leaving it just a post to hope that it's going to get there on time. It's not a good look, but apparently now it has been sorted and the governor of California has said that it was all a bit of a technical mishap and people need to move on.
Speaking of which, Sophie, and off the back of what Pandora said, the criticism of the Sussexes' visit to Nigeria, that does continue. We understand the royal family were very unhappy.
The criticism from that trip is still happening. In other words, nobody thought it was a success. And the royal family was upset about it too, and they should be. They should do something about it to stop it, because it really doesn't make them look good, because it makes it if Americans were watching, we would be thinking like, oh, did King Charles put Meghan and Harry back on the payroll? Are they senior royals again? Are they doing something? That's what we're going to be asking. I'm sure that's what my sister's going to be asking, Juanita.
unhappy with the royal veneer of that trip. Is that correct?
Well, that's what the reports are saying, Caroline, that they were deeply unhappy with this trip to Nigeria that looked like, sounded like, it felt like a royal tour, and they are no longer royals. So they're carrying on as if they are still well and truly part of the royal family. And this is definitely getting people offside. They were touring around.
It said King is angry than he's ever been with these two for going on that royal tour. I would be too. I would be pissed off. I would be upset. I'm a little frustrated anyway, as you can tell. And some of you tell me what you think. Were you frustrated knowing that she was out there pretending like she was Catherine? Come on now.
Nigeria, visiting charities and schools and so forth, injured servicemen.
Look at this.
And this is really making it a mixed message as to what they are actually trying to achieve. They want one foot in the royal camp, but they want 1 foot out of it as well. And you can't have it both ways.
No, I think that's right. And Pandora, do you think this is intentional on the part of the Sussexes, or are they just doing what they know as part of their own brand?
Look, we know that Harry has always worked with injured servicemen after his time in the military, and I think we've got to be fair on that point. And they have always actually worked, both of them individually, with charities over time. So fine. But this is a little bit of a slap in the face for the royal family, because they said that they wanted a private life and they wanted to be getting on with their own things. Whereas a royal tour, they essentially just did one without the royal status attached to it and created headlines all around.
They just went on a royal tour without the status, the go ahead from the king to do that. They did this on their own, which tells me, how dare you do that? Who do you think you are, Meghan, that you decide that you're going to go on this royal tour and pretend like you are a senior royal? First of all, you wasn't even over there but for 15 minutes, and now all of a sudden she's going on royal tours. She didn't took the monarchy. That's what it looks like to me. It looked like she didn't took control. Oh, okay. They can't do royal tours, so we're going to do them for them. I would be livid. I would be livid. I would call Harry and say, listen, stop this. Just stop the shenanigans.
Around the world. So many people might see it as a missed opportunity, but many people also see it as a dig at the royal family. And I'm not saying that the work that they did there wasn't brilliant, because in many aspects it was. But what do they actually want to achieve by this?
Right.
Is it the fact that they want to carry on doing royal?
Yeah, what's the point? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of you going and pretending like you're a royal and being on these royal tours? What's your purpose? For people to like you? To people to be like, oh, Meghan's awesome. Look at her. She's going on these royal tours and being great and represent. This is the kicker. The Sussex Squad doesn't even like King Charles or the royal family. They talk about them so bad. You didn't want to be in the royal family. You told us that they fed you to the wolves. But now you're going to go out there and pretend like you one of them. Now you're going to go out there and pretend like you're one of the royals after you decided that you didn't want to be one. Now you're going to pretend that you're one.
Work without having to actually be working royals and be in the UK and actually, being able to carry on with that work as a royal family member? Or do they want the benefits of living in California, having the independence to carry on with those Netflix deals and those Spotify deals and the book deals, etc., etc.? What do they actually want here? And is it opening a door for the royal family?
She doesn't even know. Meghan is all over the place, and she will always be all over the place. she wants whatever's going to make her look good in the eyes of other people that she believed, like going on this fake world tour, skipping London, skip the London event, waited for him in the London suite. It's just ew.
Again, or are they just going to slam it shut?
And interestingly, Sophie, there are also reports that the Sussexes were flown to Nigeria for free by an airline company boss who was a wanted fugitive in the US. Now, is that right? And if so, is this more of that potential brand damages that the Sussexes really
Meghan went on a plane where there's this fugitive plane. It's their plane, but he's a fugitive. He can't come to the United. Harry, Meghan Markle flown for free by our airline boss who is wanted U.S. fugitive. She doesn't care as long as it's free and she can get in. She's good because they're trying to save their pennies.
need?
Well, look, Caroline, we don't know for sure if this report, if they were aware of this actually involvement with the airline and these.
If they were aware, you need to know. Your team should know everything that's going on. If you're going to pretend like you're a royal, then stop pretending like you don't know what's going on around you. Like Mason taking pictures after he trashed your sister-in-law, and then pretend like, yeah, you know your biographer, Obi Scobie, but, all that underhand and stuff. And then I heard she was taking pictures with the Sussex squad in Nigeria.
Alleged fraud allegations by one of their bosses. So we need to give them the benefit of the doubt here. But this, again, is something that surely Harry and Meghan's people, should I say, should have checked out before they jumped on this plane. And let's get to the point about the hypocrisy of them taking private planes around. This is not a good look for them and it could backfire badly. So they need to be more careful with who they're getting involved with, because everyone is watching what they're doing very closely, because they are, always, virtue signalling and telling people how to live their lives. They need to be careful who they associate with. And if they appear to be associating with people who are, alleged fraudsters, this can be very damaging for them.
Well, let me just help you out, Sophie. Meghan is a fraudster. So, of course she's going to hang around with people that are fraud. Obi Scobie's a fraud, Mason's a fraud, and now this new person's a fraud. He's a fugitive. But she didn't know. Of course she knew. She didn't care. It was free. Anything for free. And then, once again, he's going on a private jet. Excuse me. I heard that they went on a plane and they were in first class and they had like a covering them because they didn't want to be bothered. Look, if anybody's out there listening to this video other than us, stop pestering Meghan. Stop paparazziing her. Leave her alone so she can see how it feels to not have anyone on her team. That's my point of view.
Absolutely, Sophie. And how many times has this private jet issue been raised?
All the
and
time.
For some reason, they continue to do it.
They were the biggest hypocrites of 2024 and the biggest losers. How can we forget that? They don't have the power, and I know it. And the sad part about it is that everybody else knows it too. And if you don't, watch this video.
almost as if they're ignoring it entirely. I find it absolutely astonishing. But there's also this week an interesting piece in The Telegraph from Petronella Wyatt, and it's titled, "It's Time to Bring Harry Home." Now, Pandora, what was the main argument here? Do you think it has merit?
This is The Telegraph.
Yeah, she went on to say...
The Telegraph says it's time to bring Harry home. In other words, it's time for him to stop these shenanigans. It's time for him to stop playing royalty. It's time for him to stop. And I say stop playing royalty because he is a royal. But for him to be out there with that Jezebel, I don't know what to call her, out there with it, pretending to be something that they're not, it looks really strange and weird.
In this Telegraph piece, that it was for family and for country, and that the brothers should have a reconciliation. Well, look, I think we've all been...
How in the world are they going to have a reconciliation when Harry and Meghan is playing royalty? They're playing like they're royals. They're playing like they're on a royal tour. They're playing like she's a queen of Nigeria. She is trying to carve out her own royalness. And why would William... First of all, the king is angry that this even went down. And now, all of a sudden, it's time to reconcile with William.
Wanting that for many years, and I think that would be great if we could all get along and be happy families. But are we completely forgetting everything which Harry and Meghan have done, not only directly about royal family members, but also loved ones of the royal family as well, and the monarchy itself? I think there's so much more that needs to be done in conversations.
Yes.
And Harry was in London and didn't even see his brother
or his father,
his sister-in-law, or his father.
And so, they both got cancer.
Wouldn't it be great if we could all get along and it would all be absolutely fine?
And wouldn't it be great if we all just got along? Oh, that is just stupid. You can't get along with someone that you can't get along with. Meghan is not that type of person that you can get along with. She is one of those person that dominates the room, dominates everything, dominates when she walks in the room, she sucks the air out. Because all eyes has to be on her. Where's the camera? Where's the most important people? She is a piece of work. And William is probably just tripping. I'd be like, what are they doing out there? Dad, you're going to have to do something. Because they're out there pretending that they're real royals and hanging out in Nigeria.
Fine.
It's
but I think
mind-boggling.
in reality, is this ever going to happen? And how can they trust Harry and Meghan again to know that they're not going to step back from royal duties and cause upset and cause...
But it's over. He's got a slim down monarchy. He's done with Meghan and Harry. He's not bringing them back in the fold to step up, to be a part of the royal fold. It's over. They're making their own stuff up, which makes it a little nasty. And shame on Nigeria's government to allow this to go down.
Further upset as well to Charles, our king now. We just can't risk that. And I think this is the issue, is trust here. And will they ever be able to build back up that trust?
No.
I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. And that's the brutal reality.
And now I think that's very well said. And lastly, Sophie, another European royal is planning a move to the US. Elizabeth of Belgium.
Listen, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. What I really want you to get out of this video is that people seem to think that Meghan is coming up. This royal tour was a success. No, it was not a success. It was a train wreck, like everything else that they have been doing and continue to do. I know she's trying to build up her reputation, but that's too late. You've already squandered it. Don't forget to hit like, share, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys. I do plan on having a live on Thursday. I've invited Paula M. To come and speak. I just wanted her to come out and just give us the latest on what's going on, and what we should be looking out for as far as what's going on with these two next. Kisses to all of you. Have a wonderful evening. And a little bit, and hubby says hi.